Now that I don't know.
I'm just going with 60.
Probably not a bad play.
Everybody grid.
I only get 2 tires.
Shut up. Serious?
What's the fuel run?
Well, it's a 2-stopper. I think it's like 35, 40 laps.
Oh.
I'm gonna get killed long run. I have no idea.
Have a good race.
I'll say this quick before Justin gets this stuff. We did change the rule a little bit this week that if there is a giant checkup, you can change your lane on the restart to avoid the wreck, but you have to give the spot back and the momentum. All right, so just alert race control when that happens, so we can make a note of it and then just give the spot back.
I'll write that down in a rule book.
Yeah, write that down
don't
on
use it to
page
gain an
7.
advantage, 'cause I will be watching the restarts pretty close.
Pit road is closed.
Write that down.
Question real quick. We can't change lanes for start finish, right? I can't remember.
Correct. The only way you can change a lane is if somebody misses a shift and he's clearly slower or an accident. Missing a shift is still up for debate, especially if they get back
The
up
first
to speed
gear?
pretty quick. You'll have to give the position back in a controlled but quick manner.
Alright.
First gear or second gear?
Doubt it. I'm gonna go second. I ain't shifted in a first. Second gear pulls hard.
Yeah.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Nathan Peters.
Like it's in the power
Hey Kevin,
band.
caught the start of this one. Won't bother you this race as much. Thanks for answering past questions. Have a good race.
Yeah, thanks, Nathan. Oh, I don't know what to do on the long run. How much are you gonna save?
A lot.
A lot, yeah, that's
Reminder,
what I'm thinking.
initial starts are on green. Every restart thereafter, leader has lane choice.
As
and
quick as it
everyone
wears down the
starts
tires.
racing.
Yeah.
We ask that you maintain pace speed.
5
until you
laps
choose
is
to go.
3%.
Justin White is our race controller. Any calls you question, anything you want to check.
Once you start
please
wearing them
reach
down,
out
it
to
just
him.
get worse.
Yeah.
That'll probably be
You're
like
a
70%
cool
when
guy,
we go in the
Justin White.
pit.
I just want you to know that. Really cool. Remember, Spencer Tart is saying that.
Mouse click remove.
38
Kinda like
drivers.
Spencer.
Texas. Big field.
Also, let's keep the race chat to a bare minimum. I know we like to have fun, joke around, but we can do that later. It keeps things a little bit more simple and easy to keep under control. And that way I know who's talking and so forth and so on. Let's go ahead and tighten up both these lines. I see way too much real estate between everybody.
Sure, it's not. What's everybody else in?
Second. You're the only one in first. No, Anthony just went to first.
Second.
Pace car is off. Be ready.
First pulled a little bit.
That's me, that's me.
Flag is out. They want you in single file. Closed. Pit road is closed. Catch the pace car.
Pace car is coming off of 2. Still got cars slow on the back stretch, so keep your heads about you.
Make it through.
Yeah, it was somewhere way behind me. I don't know.
Pit road's open.
Me.
Yep, 44.
It's gonna be one of them long ones.
I would have brought a snack. Hungry. Yeah, I think first gear was better. I think on old tires, though, second gear is going to be the way to go. You have way too much tire spinning first. You gotta you gotta short shift it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But now that it's my choice on when to start, second gear will probably be all right.
Kevin, your rear end is dented, by the way, from when Kyle ran into you.
Thanks. Yeah, it happened on the pace lap. I don't know.
The pit road is closed.
I thought I recognized that name before. JT Poole. He's a high rating guy. I think I've ran with him before, like in the official series.
When I saw it, I thought of the guy that runs at GoPro.
That Daniel guy's got a 5.2.
Guy behind me's got a 5.0.
Ain't he the points leader?
Think so.
It's probably going to be a single file restart, guys.
I race a lot higher than my I rating, don't I?
Do you need more air for your inflated head right now?
I'm just saying. I think anybody over like 2,500, it's a wild card, right? Like, you don't know if they run official races or not. Somebody like Chris Mefford, I think, has like a low 2000s, and he's, you know, fast.
Nathan Peters.
I've seen rookies that just
What
run
series
leagues
is this?
and never get an
Yes, you
high
should be
rating.
a 6K.
This is the Total
All
Nonstop
about
Racing
if you
Xfinity
run
series.
official races or not.
Yeah,
And
I
it's all
can't.
about how many of them you run.
I can't stand official races.
The benefit is you're matched with people of your same skill. Typically.
Yeah.
Whereas in a league, it's anywhere, like the whole spectrum. I mean, I like doing both. They're just different.
Hey, Justin, could you give me the actual, like, what the pace speed is supposed to be?
55. Pace speed is 55. Everybody needs to maintain as close to 55 as possible. Same thing goes until the leader decides to go. Don't roll up on the start. Maintain 55 until you're ready to hit the gas.
Thanks, Justin.
Green flag, green flag.
I don't know. I'm thinking y'all might be using your tire too much.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Top 4 just took off and left me, but maybe I'm not doing it right. I don't know.
I just wanted to keep that clean air. Saw how good that worked for me at Miami last night.
You have to use a lot of right front to get into turn 1.
Yeah. I'm just trying to save the right front and the right rear.
You've been disqualified by the administrator.
I got disqualified.
Yeah, did you just disconnect?
I got DQ'd.
What the hell? Huh.
Keep going, Kevin. Keep going.
Keep going, Kevin. He's off. You're off the track, ain't you?
Yeah.
The hell
I
was that?
disqualified me. I can't keep going. Must have misclicked. What the hell?
This league is, I'm telling you, this league is kind of crappy. After everything they've done,
Yeah,
disqualifying the leader.
I think I'm done after this one. Well, anyway, since I can't race, let's switch over to broadcast mode, shall we? Yeah. Well, Broco.
You talking to me?
Kevin, I apologize. I dropped my damn mouse when I right mouse clicked. That's all on me. I don't know how to fix it either.
Did you hear him?
Yeah. Can't fix it.
I'm trying to find you in Discord now.
Dropped his mouse and got your name off of it? How unlucky is that?
Pretty unlucky, I'd say.
I don't see how these guys are turning into one. I can't do it like they're doing. Of course, I'm also saving big time. Which might be helping out because I'm catching up to them now.
Yeah, their right front's going to start to go here at about, I don't know, what lap are y'all on?
That's what
I
I
can't
was
see.
thinking is, I know I can use more, I just don't want to.
Yeah, about lap 16. Yeah, they're going to start falling off.
Because that turn one is brutal.
Yeah, and then coming out of turn 4 like that, we've seen a lot of it in practice where drivers were losing it coming out of that fourth corner, and I don't know if it's just too much momentum, the bottom kind of dropping out of the car as you're coming off of the banking or what, but you know, that's something that we're going to have to keep a lookout on, especially as this run goes on. Once the tires start getting older, they'll start losing some grip, the car is going to get tighter, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's going to snap loose on you, so it's going to be interesting as this race goes on to see how these drivers are able to kind of combat the tire wear coming off the corner like that.
Yeah, we're getting word in the chat. Just going back to the situation with Kevin McCann, it was an accidental disqualification for Kevin McCann. So, just like unfortunately, sometimes the options are extremely small on the screen, and I think the buttons between like PM driver and disqualify driver and mute driver are all right next to one another. And I have seen it before multiple times, believe it or not, that has happened. I've also seen drivers accidentally misclick, but as I say that, caution flag has come out. So we'll put a pin in that one. Check out this caution flag, hearing that Nick Chambrone might have gone off the road. Ooh, contact there with Robert Kenny. And the 01 gets completely sideways, and heavy contact with one driver there, and 97 going through the grass. Man, that was some not good contact. All started here, so let's see if we can figure out what happened here, Bob. We might have to figure out some of these drivers. Here comes the number, is that the number 62 back there, Colin Ullery? It is. The West Virginia Mountaineers machine gets right up into the back of Nick Chambrone right there.
Yeah, when
and that's some heavy, heavy contact. Then behind them, here comes Brady Todd and Jason Gracias. And behind Brady Todd in the green machine, you see Gracias get...
I guess I can be your spotter now,
can't I?
can't I?
97 right there. That is Mike Floppy Tellier, the Canadian driver, going through the grass and unfortunately straight into the back of Nick Chambrone. Kind of a very tough accident there for a couple of the drivers, but all your leaders now on pit road. Anthony DeBarro, who is in his pit box right now.
Yeah, and just a tough break there for a lot of those drivers. They were starting to, you know, get a little more even out. We saw Robert Kenny in there kind of being a bit of the catalyst with that, with contact between the 01 and himself, and just a really tough break for all those drivers, but now everyone's out there getting the fresh, some fresh tires, and
I thought about not pitting, but then I would have only had 9 gallons.
Yeah, that is for sure. Now, just seeing what's going on here. John Cannizzaro Jr. up at the front. He did not appear to stop in his pit box. So not sure if that was by design or not. But the number 58 will most likely have to come back down pit road this time by to presumably get fuel. 21 laps on his tires. He has yet to pit here tonight. Meanwhile, every single other driver in the field has made one pit stop now with this caution flag coming out around lap number 21. And sure enough, John Cannizzaro is going to bleed down pit road. Back behind him is Jason Shu. Of course, Shu was involved in the first accident here tonight in the number 3 machine, the Firehouse Grill Toyota Supra. And with both of those cars coming down pit road, that will hand the lead back to this driver right here of Anthony DeBarro. Let's pick up some of the biggest movers inside the top 10. That would actually be Josh Gerlach in the number 71. You see him right there. It is always race day.
And I'll
Says
hop in Tony
Josh Gerlach on the hood
if we can do that.
of his machine. Biggest mover in the field, however, has not been easy for him here tonight, Bob. But that would be Robert Kenny, who is almost inside the top 10.
Sometimes they look into that.
If you have a good reason, I'll handle it if need be. They could send me.
10-4, I don't want you getting screwed over by Harrison.
You hear him offering his account details so you can get in here and continue?
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise that.
No, I know.
Kevin, please message me. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of on that. I need your PayPal, Venmo, whatever. I'll make sure your league's compensated in some form or fashion.
Dang, he's going to give you money back.
Hey, money?
Wait, we didn't pay to get
I didn't pay any money to get in this league.
I thought
cider machine right there. Kegman coming through
take everything
the
serious
quad
here.
oval.
It was a
Vincent
mistake.
Valvano was involved in the first accident. The cars for Cause.Ford.
I was going to say
and
something.
Of course, back behind him is Garrett Gleason running the Thornton
Oh.
graphic scheme here tonight.
I don't know.
Great looking paint scheme on the number 7. Showing what the series
That
sponsor
thing is,
can
I
do.
can't
Make
see,
sure you check
like-
out Thornton Graphics. There's a link in the description to their
bull crap.
Facebook page, as well as, of course, Dun Raceway.
What was your tires?
Link to that one as well.
89, 93.
RC Racing
Yeah, ain't no way.
Old Ford, Pennsylvania.
Jason
of course,
Gard-
sponsoring the
we're running
Total One Stop
23rd, maybe
Racing
that's why.
Stadium
Yeah,
Super
that's
Truck
why.
Series.
If you run
And
23rd,
of
you
course,
can.
tonight's race is brought to you by the S2R Silent Syndicate Racing. As you see, there is the number 7 Bill Edwards, kind of on the left side of your screen.
I think
there
I got
with a
some
very
new tires behind me,
patriotic
so this is going to be a little.
looking Chevy Camaro.
Are you
Running
spectating
right
me?
now.
Yeah, you did get new tires.
No, I'm on old, but I think there's some new tires behind me.
10th position in the number 17 machine, actually 9th, excuse me, in the Air Canada machine. So we're about to go back to the green flag
got
racing.
old
We'll
tires up
double up
front.
here for the restart.
Fresh tire
Anthony
guy.
Navarro here going to be restarting
See.
on the high line.
Yeah, interesting choice for him to choose that high line.
Yeah,
Then
why'd the
again,
leader choose the
last
high
couple of
line?
Restarts that we've had, he's had a good fire off when the green flag came out, and we see that yet again as he's going to fire off really well against his Dizzy Motorsports teammate, the 21, and Nick Cohan. So DeBarro, a great jump on the restart. Cohan able to follow in behind him, and then side by side for the rest of the field as they head off through turns 1 and 2.
There looked like a little bit of 3 wide going on. It still is going on here. Jimmy McKee in the inside throwing a big block on Bill Edwards, driving him all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack right there. He was locked in that battle with Jason Freeman in the number 20 and John Borst. Now Borst going way up the racetrack in the number 0. That's going to allow, a couple of drivers to go on by. Philip Scott, Bill Edwards. What about Brady Todd? Can he make a move on John Borst before they
I think
get
that 8 behind you's got fresh tires.
Look
Yeah.
like it. As again, the number 0 going
Good
way
thing I
up
was
to the
looking.
top side of the racetrack. That is the longest way around this racetrack. There's no
Yeah,
real
just let him
benefit to
go. He's
running
on
it
fresh
here at
tires.
this particular track. The
Yeah,
track
I'm just
isn't
riding my line.
aggressively banked or anything like that. Here,
I think that
looking at
30
the number
behind you does
78 and
too.
number 71, Josh Gerlach,
Looks like it.
he is now
He's a slower
back
driver.
into
I'd let him
position,
by.
so we're just highlighting that he was
He ain't a
couple
slower
spots
driver.
higher than that.
Oh, it's
One
not.
of the biggest losers here on this restart.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just
beautiful,
can't
Wuko.
believe that 71 was able to
Yeah,
fall
yeah.
back that
That's
quickly like that. Almost like
fast
he
driver.
might have
New
spun his
tires. He
or
done burned it up
something
early.
on the restart,
He's
but
gonna regret that
already
later
dropping
on
back
in the race.
just a little bit more.
Yes,
and,
sir.
'Cause he's only got
you know,
one
still
set
plenty
now.
of race, but
17
bit of a tough
behind
break
you,
here early
same
going.
tires as you.
Looking a little bit further up towards the front, Andrew Himmelman just got himself up into the third spot. Daniel Buttafuoco in the number 30 just got around JT Poole, so Poole dropping from third back to fifth.
Good Lord, how'd he do that?
Never
No,
mind,
that's
he's
gotta
on.
be new tires.
Yeah, it's new tires. Sorry, he's just now getting up to speed. 78
Yeah,
too.
he found fourth gear.
Blanket or something out, a parachute, more like it. That number 26 seems a little bit
Guy in front of
slow
me
right
struggling.
now, as cars are just whipping around the outside of him. I'm wondering here maybe if JT Poole only took fuel under that last pit stop. Yes, indeed he did. So this is something we didn't really notice there, Bob, but some different strategies on pit road. Let's see if we can bring up the graphic here with the pit stop time inside
This
the
ain't
top
easy.
10. So that's not the top 10. Let's fix that graphics for all you folks back home. So Anthony DeBarro, 7.3 second stop. So presumably only fuel only on DeBarro. Andrew Himmelman, Daniel Buttafuoco, Ben Izenga. Those drivers had about a 15-second stop. That tells me 4 tires and fuel for those cars. Of course, we do have tire limits here in the Total Nonstop Racing League as, man, DeBarro gets a nudge from Andrew Himmelman. Like you said, Bob, giving him a little bit of the bumper. You mentioned that earlier in the
Leader's
show.
running about a tenth
Yeah,
or
just a
two
little bit of a
faster
bumper
than
there.
you.
The 8 looked to the inside of the 27, but now here comes the 30. Wow, Daniel Buttafuoco going to the
Oh,
inside.
that
and
one
no
in the
trouble.
wall.
The 8 of Andrew Himmelman hard
just
into
now
the
saw that?
outside wall.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if there's a
Everybody
caution that
checked up
comes out
big
because
time.
of it.
Yeah, that number 8
I'm up top,
machine
I'm
is
up top, watch out.
completely junked. You can see him up there against the wall, waiting for an opportunity to get down to the inside of the racetrack. There goes the last couple of cars, and
All these
yeah,
people got
Andrew
new
Himmelman
tires?
Gonna get down to pit row, but that all I think started
they know
when
what tire
there was
limits
a little
are?
bit of a nudge, and maybe, just maybe, Anthony DeBarro
better
said,
not
dude,
come
why
down.
are you bumping me at this
He thought
point in
about
the
it.
race? Sometimes you get raced the way, you know, you race other drivers. Himmelman gets to the inside here. There's the nudge. Gets number 27 loose. Great save there by Anthony DeBarro. And then there are 3 wide down the backstretch right here. Oh, this is going to give a great look at what happened here. 3 wide, Buttafuoco to the inside, and DeBarro just turns straight down into Himmelman. Cranks him up into the outside wall. And that number 8 SimShots machine going for a ride, folks. Can you believe that we stayed green flag through that? But Himmelman's night again here. Total Nonstop
That is hard to
Racing
do right there.
Having just the worst
When you're following a
season
guy,
you
but
can
you got a guy on the
imagine.
inside.
Out again at Texas.
You have to stay the correct
Yeah,
line.
just such a tough break. I know Andrew's been having
What is the
a
whole field got new
phenomenal run
tires?
in the Super Speedway Series that National Sim Racing Association does here on Wednesday nights. But
I got to
or,
pull up
Thursday nights,
SDK
pardon
to
me.
look.
But just absolutely.
I don't know how it'll work if you
here in the Total
haven't been
Nonstop
connected the
Racing
whole
League,
time. I
and-
don't think
and
it'll work.
Andrew's one of those guys that you're always kind of rooting for. Just
I don't
to
be
get
able to
that
think I'll
first
be able
win
to see
here in
past
the
data.
Total
Oh, no,
Series. And
yeah, it won't do
unfortunately,
that.
tonight is not going to be that night. But taking a look here up at the front of the pack, a great battle here between the 17 of Ben Izenga and Daniel Buttafuoco. A little 2-car battle, 3-car battle if you had Spencer Tart just behind them. All this battling out for the lead.
I don't know why they took tires, unless they were expecting it to be a caution fest.
S2R to the front, tonight's race sponsor, S2R. Well, at least the race is presented.
Yeah, I don't know, because
by
we were on like
S2R.
16 laps in or something.
2 sets, so they only got 1 set remaining, and 70 laps, 65 laps to go.
We'll move the S2R machines to the front. Buttafuoco to second, Spencer Tart to third. Jason Freeman is currently in the 4th position. They get around the lapped car of Mike Floppy Tellier. Here comes Bill Edwards slicing his S2R machine down to the inside. And back behind them, Philip Scott, Anthony DeBarro, and Jimmy McKee. These cars continuing to slide backwards. Some of these cars on older tires. DeBarro has yet to change tires. He's currently the highest placed driver on the tires that he started the race with. He is in 7th. Nick
Oh, he's
Cohen
gonna hit him.
in
Oh,
number
we're 3
21
wide.
in that,
3 wide.
same boat.
One bomb.
Top 10. Meanwhile, look back
My
behind him.
spotter
John
never said
Cannizzaro,
anything.
JT
My in-game
Poole,
spotter.
and Brian McCann.
2 wide.
3 wide down the back stretch.
And some great 3 wide and side-by-side action here all over at Texas. And, you know, Peter, we were talking here in the onset of this race that it's very hard to pass here at Texas. And
3 wide
honestly,
through the oval.
I'm a little
Tribal.
surprised seeing all of this side-by-side and 3 wide action here for Texas, because Texas typically turns into, especially on a fairly long
Turn
run,
1 is getting
a
tough.
bit of a one-lane race.
Which wheel you having to put into it?
Not a whole lot to go and not a lot
trying
of room
not
pass,
to,
even
but I
though
want
the
to.
track is so wide. So I am just absolutely loving the side-by-side racing, and you know, some good battling here as we see the 98 machine of Tristan Maher just do a little brush on that outside wall.
Yeah, just kissing it just a little bit. Meanwhile, going up towards the top 5.
I have to wait forever to get back on the throttle.
Battling for position right in front of Jimmy McKee as
Now
well
I'm on
as
throttle.
Briar Fritz. Fritz in the number 16, the Hyperice Chevrolet, was almost involved in the last caution flight. So Briar right here now looking to the inside of James McKee. This will be the battle for the 6th position. So, excuse me, the 7th position. Briar Fritz now up into 7th. McKee now back to 8th. And all of a sudden, a very different top 10 to what we saw earlier in the race as Ben Izenga now up to about an 0.8 of a second lead over Daniel Buttafuoco, who's being caught by Spencer Tart, the number 78, right there. Behind him, and there's a gap back to Jason Freeman. In fact, a huge gap back to Jason Freeman. There is the Mason Dixon Racing Chevrolet Camaro. Of course, Mason Dixon cornhole on the side of Jason Freeman's number 20 here tonight, right in front of the Silent Syndicate Racing machine of Bill Edwards. And then back behind them, you've got the 99, Brian Fritz back there as well, James McKee, Anthony Barrow, and John Cannizzaro currently rounding out your top 10. There is Cannizzaro right in front of Nick Cohan. I believe what we might be starting to see here is maybe, woof, man, Kirkwood almost getting the outside wall coming out of turn number 2. That was close for Todd. But I'm just thinking here tonight, maybe Todd has finally got that bad monkey off his back, Bob. We've seen Todd Kirkwood have some unfortunate runs here in the stuff recently, not of his own doing. But here tonight, solidly inside the top 15. Running a little bit higher up there on the racetrack. Just recently got around Austin Grover. He's picked up 20 positions since the drop of the green flag here as we close in on the halfway mark.
I don't know. Can them guys that take tires, can they turn it into a 1 pit stop? Because I'm showing 25 laps.
Yeah, Peter, let's knock on wood here with Todd, because he has been having a great night so far. You know, was able to dodge that first wreck.
They might can.
Hopefully, you know, all things.
It's gonna be it's gonna be close.
Kirkwood's gonna be getting himself a pretty decent finish.
Hopefully, there's a caution for this many cars.
On. Stephen Kegman.
You're running faster laps than the leader, DeBarro.
Matthew Rodriguez. Little battle, a little further back.
The one that didn't take tires.
Oh. But some good side-by-side racing now between the 83 of Austin Grover and the 98 of Tristan Maher.
About 10th faster.
Seems like everybody's kind of even.
Really lost.
Seems like everybody's kind of evened out already.
Unfortunately, he's going to lose another spot to Josh Gerlach. Now, up towards this group right here, this is a little train forming around the racetrack. It's got Bill Edwards right there, Jason Freeman, Brian Fritz, Philip Scott, and James McKee. No real changes in position between these drivers, but it's definitely got a little bit tighter from Jason Freeman back to
like the way the car's driving right now, it kind of reminds me of the ARCA cars.
Very, very quickly. Let's go check out the chat. Ben Adams saying, man, that was a little bit of argy-bargy between the number 27 and, of course, Andrew Hillman in the number 8 machine. DeBarro still running out there on the racetrack in 9th. I'm not sure if there was any choice words split between those drivers. There is DeBarro trying to hold off John Cannizzaro in that number 58. Of course, Cannizzaro is a teammate of Andrew Himmelman, so maybe we could see a little bit of hard racing between these two. Wouldn't be at all surprised, but it looks like Cannizzaro going to hold on and make that pass stick underneath DeBarro here. We definitely can tell a little bit of front-end damage to DeBarro after that contact with Andrew Himmelman just there on the left front there, Bob.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if that damage is going to affect the 27 as the race goes on. Obviously, if the damage is bad enough, they'll have some optional repairs on pit road the next time the 27 makes his way down to change tires.
This track
so
definitely separates the tire savers from the non-tire
here,
savers, though.
the front of the pack.
Yeah.
Well, just about a
How much you got left on fuel?
car battle for fourth place there between Philip
20
Scott,
laps.
Jimmy McKee, Briar Fritz, 50 of Bill Edwards. So some good battling going on here in the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they can make it
Some good battles. Move McKee now up to
on a one-stopper.
position. A good job for him. Meanwhile, a little
Actually,
bit further back,
about
Tim
22.
Johnson now closing in on Anthony.
Yeah, because you
Barrow.
got. I thought it was going to be like a 35-lap fuel run, but you slow down so much.
Cohan as well,
Yeah.
working in the background.
It's more like a 40 to 45-lap fuel run.
Sports teammates running all here together, just outside the top 10. As Johnson going to look to the inside of the Barrow. Interestingly enough, though, here, Jim Johnston, Bob, also did not take tires under that first pit stop. So that number 28 machine starting to make some moves. Now he is the highest placed driver.
Peter done used his stuff up there. You've done caught him.
Looks like Cohan going to try and make the pass.
Oh, he's getting
on
passed.
Navarro
Getting
as well.
passed
So move him
on the outside like that
to
sucks
second highest
on old
placed driver,
tires.
who's yet
Yeah.
to take tires here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And Briar Fritz throwing a huge block on Tim Johnston here. I'm sure if I'm Tim Johnston, I'm probably not all too happy with that. Again,
Tell my right rear is starting to give out.
race the way you race other people, and I'm sure Tim Johnson will have seen that, won't be all too kind or fond of that. Especially with the fact that Tim Johnson appears to be on the move right now as the USAA number 28 definitely going to drop to the inside, push Briar Fritz to that higher gear. The here comes Ryan McCann, the 03 machine, who temporarily this evening was 1-2 in the provisional time chart in qualifying with his teammate Kevin, or brother Kevin. And
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Whoa, there, Bob. I think,
I was like,
all of a sudden,
I didn't know who was going to spin.
Really struggling out there on the racetrack.
just kinda
and they
hit each
almost
other.
Wadded him up in turn 3.
Yeah, that got really, really tight. I'm not sure if the 16 just kind of cooked his tires a little bit too much and has no grip to get into the corner, but wow, that was really close and a good heads-up move there by the 03 of Brian McCann to stay off of him and just not damage his car up too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking to see if there are any other battles up against the top 10. Not really.
This ain't gonna
at
work.
this present
Ah,
time.
you're going
This
in the
guy's
sucker
slow, though.
hole.
So we'll drop.
I know
a
this
little bit
guy's slow.
further
I'm gonna
back
try to
as
undercut
Brian
him.
McCann and Brian
Ain't gonna work.
Fritz
You
are
can
now
shut my door,
side
ain't
by side. This is
You got a little rear end
side-by-side
damage.
for the 11th. Looks like for right now, Briar Fritz is
I
gonna
think
hold
it'll be
on to
alright.
the spot.
Yeah,
Now
it's
looking
cosmetic.
underneath Brian McCann.
This dude is slow on the straightaway, like his throttle pedal ain't working right.
Away and out front of the Barrow as they run. Looking a little bit further back, Josh Gerlach side by side right now with driver of the number 19 of Todd Kirkwood. So move Gerlach up to the top 15, and here
Or
Well,
he
that's
ain't giving
some
you
fast
no
right there.
room.
Tristan.
You see that crap?
Yeah.
Got the nickname.
I had to go off
Thuggy.
track.
Haven't met him. Can't tell you how much of a thug he really is, but he's running the 3-wide TV, so the 3-wide TV machine. So that definitely gets him some props in my books as he closes in on Todd for that 16th position. Maher started the race in 11th here tonight. Also is one of the drivers who has yet to use a set of tires on pit road, but a sustained green flag run here, Bob. Things looking good at the Texas Motor Speedway as we're now into the back half of tonight's 150-mile event, the Dunn Raceway Park Stadium Super Truck Series.
Oh, about lost it.
150
Wow.
from Texas Motor Speedway.
That right rear is
This
gone.
race is just absolutely flying by right now. They're on lap number 53 out of 100, and now is kind of when
Where's
you have
my
to sit
pit
there and
window
say,
at?
okay, we've got a pretty long green flag run going. Are we going
You
to
gotta
have
make
to
it a one
hit
stop,
either green
so,
or green flag pit stops, or will
You gotta go to lap
this
60, I
race
think.
have any more caution?
How many laps you got
I would
left on fuel right
probably
now?
err on the side of cautions just because of the good battles that have been going out there on the
15.
racetrack. Just one little slip up,
Oh.
especially with old tires here. That's going to be interesting to see, but we'll kind of have to see as this race goes on. Lap 55 now, and
You
long
could,
green flag run. You can't complain about that.
I think
Well,
lap
you can
60, you
definitely
can make it.
Not complain about that. here.
with some to spare.
Yeah, just fast.
But you're gonna go a lap down.
Up at the front
I mean,
of the
I have
field,
to.
Izenga and Butterfuoco. This is what I was
I got the same amount of fuel they got. We all got the same fuel.
Yeah, I'll tell you when they pit. They're whenever they pull the trigger.
I wanna pit one early though.
Izenga and Butterfuoco
Yeah.
is about staying where it's at for right now. However, Izenga's caught some lap traffic. First off, Vincent Valvano is going a lap down. Now Izenga's caught Garrett
for the rim,
Gleason.
guys.
Don't expect Gleason to put up too much of a fight here, as now Izenga has Brady Todd in front of him. But that gap between Izenga and Butterfuoco is definitely not closing in at all. Then you have Butterfuoco and Spencer Tart. Tart is definitely closing in a little bit on Butterfuoco, but that gap
But you've
is
made
still
it
about
40
1.8
laps so far, I think. I don't remember when you went green, but if you pitted on lap 16.
Edwards, that gap, definitely
Pitted lap 22.
Oh, you pitted lap 22. Oh, my bad.
Not sure if something happened between them. But then looking at Bill,
Yeah, recalculate.
Back behind to James McKee is staying about where it's at. Not any major changes there. Meanwhile,
You've made it 35 laps so far. How much you got left?
Away from Jason Freeman. Then
Hold on.
further back, Tim Johnston.
Make sure I don't spin.
In on Jason Freeman, but about a 1.5
12.
seconds between those two. Then you got Tim
So
Johnston.
you're well over 40 laps. So yeah, you can pull the trigger
With one another, not
lap
really
60
doing anything
or
there.
59, whatever you want to do
Away
it.
from John Cannizzaro, just
I'd probably, you're running the same speed, so I'd probably go to like lap 60. They're
I'm actually catching. I just made a pass not too long ago.
Give you a look at what's going on inside the top 10 right now. No real battles for position except for Tim Johnson.
They
and
burned
Nick
their
Bohan.
tires
Those
off,
drivers
didn't
have
yeah,
kinda
you're running the
locked
same lap
together for
times
some
as the
time
leader.
now. There is the USA
Almost hit the
number
wall there.
28.
I need to come in as soon as possible. It's getting.
Got a fresh
I'm on
set
60
of
lap tires.
on his machine. Those are the same tires that he started the race with here at Texas Motor Speedway. And I'm just thinking here, Bob, that I would think that our round of pit stops would probably open with about.
So you're saying I can pit at 60 and make it?
I mean, I think that the
Yeah.
pit window is basically open with about
sure?
40
It's
laps
open
to go.
now. Yeah.
Definitely right on that.
I guess I'm
cusp
coming
of
in.
Splitting this race in two, considering we had a caution flag on lap number 21. It's the last time these drivers were all on pit road. In fact, we can.
Just be real careful. You don't have any rear tires.
Oop, there we go. There's the graphic.
I just jacked my brake bias up.
Go low on
Basically,
one
everyone was on pit road at lap number 21, so at about
I'm
80
coming
laps
down.
to go.
Right.
We now have 40 laps to go here, so this would be splitting that race in half from the last time they were on pit road. So
Thanks, Mike.
I expect
He's
to see
following
some
you in.
drivers start to come down pit road probably in the next lap or two, I would think.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, about 40 laps, like you had said. Philip Scott actually was the first to flinch. He just came down
78
pit road a couple of laps ago. So now he's back in the 27th position. So, you know, that pit window might start opening up. We see the 03 on pit road right now, as well as a couple of other drivers, including the 26 of JT Poole and the 27 of
38.65.
Anthony DeBarro. So those green flag pit stops are happening right
I
now.
told
as we
you it was
speak.
That's getting in. That's getting in flat tire territory.
Absolutely. So let's see. Yep, there's Spencer Tart on pit road in his machine. Just seeing if anyone else. Brian McCann. There we go. Anthony DeBarro, JT Poole. They're heading off pit road. Who else is coming down pit road? Not seeing anyone else just yet, but that is interesting to see some of these takers. Ooh, here comes Ben Izenga, your race
The leader's
leader.
in now.
As I say that, the number 17 Air Canada Chevrolet on pit road. Of course, one of the Silent Syndicate drivers here tonight on 3YT. I'm sure he
Pitting,
was super
pitting,
happy
13 pitting,
to
or 30
be
pitting.
leading the race. In fact, he's the one who put up the funds to sponsor tonight's race. So double special for Ben Izenga in the Air Canada Chevy Camaro. Garrett, I know you needed a sponsor for tonight's race, but did you really have to give Izenga the rocket fuel out there for doing so? I'm sure that will set a precedence for everyone. Sponsor a race and you get rocket fuel. Butterfuoco with a big slide getting to pit road, trying to get down to pit lane speed. And that will not help his chances there, as he definitely locked him up getting to pit lane. Hopefully he made it down to pit road speed, or else he will receive a iRacing penalty if he was deemed to have sped on pit road. I don't expect him to, because iRacing uses average
50
speed
seconds.
over
50 seconds.
segments on pit road rather than, if you go 1 mile an hour over for a split
Go low,
second,
go
you're
low.
not going to get dinged as long as your average speed
Thanks, James.
over a segment of pit road is below the speed limit. But while things are cycling through, we saw Bill Edwards on pit road. This man right here, James McKee, is your current race leader, Bob.
Yeah, and James McKee having a good run. He's 44 laps into this run, so it's going to be
16
interesting
gonna
to see
fit
how
in.
much longer he can go. Everyone else went
58.
about
Oh,
he
he hit him.
40 to 43
I knew that was
laps,
a little
so
sketchy.
I would expect McKee to start
One
come
car
down to
pitting,
pit
one car
in.
pitting, Garrett.
A couple
Go.
other drivers making the announcement. They're heading down pit road. The 34 of Robert Kenny,
Oh,
the 0 of
34.
John Borst, Kevin Stone, Tim Johnston, all as well. So a lot of drivers still completing their green flag
Ben,
pit
just a heads
cycle.
up on pitting, buddy.
But right now, just
Gotcha.
some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, so we see Bill Edwards coming off pit road, John Cannizzaro to his
that a
pit
wreck?
box,
That's a wreck
Brian
behind me.
Fritz to his
Yep.
box right now,
Caution's
Robert
up.
Kinney, Jason Gracias back behind him.
Well,
We
that
see
screws me.
The 222 machine, that is
Yep.
not
I ain't
in the
even
race.
lucky
That
dog
is,
candidate.
Justin White, he is the out-of-race official. But look at this. This changes everything. Caution
Whoever did
flag
that,
is
I will
waving
have
at
you
Texas
bugged,
Motor
Jimmy.
Speedway, and this is going to help James McKee considerably.
Dang.
Because he was still out there on the racetrack. What brought out the caution flag here, Bob?
Looks like Brady Todd coming out of turn number 2 just kind of got loose,
I think they
similar
got
to
a
how we
pit, so
saw
maybe
the
I'll get my lap
44
back.
of Kyle Givishausen get
Yeah,
involved.
22. Yeah, they all got a bit.
Yeah, they
just
got a pit.
Some
I'm coming,
contact
Ben. I was
and
like,
They just
on
have to
pit
start in the
road
back.
almost, when that
spun
one
around
came out.
there.
And he was
Yeah.
just on pit road, so cold
So-
tires for the number 15 machine. We'll get another look at that one, but my oh my,
Hey, I
that
won't
is
get
going to
last
put
place
this
this time,
race
Garrett, so
very
my
much
nickname
into
go
the
away.
hands of James McKee in the number 10 machine. The number 15 gets loose right
You
in
say
front of
something to me,
Anthony
Andrew? I didn't hear you,
Navarro.
but-
No contact with the number 27 machine.
Yeah,
Man,
I
there's going to be a
won't
lot of
finish last place this
unhappy
time, so
drivers.
my
That
nickname go
is
away.
for sure here that
We'll have a
things
meeting
not
about it
going their
after.
way. But now here comes your race leader down pit road. He's very happy. Driver of the number 10 of Jimmy McKee getting to his pit box. Other drivers on pit road right now is Nick Cohan. Cohan also has the advantage of having an extra set of tires on pit road. That is for sure. Jason Freeman, Matthew Rodriguez on pit road, Todd Kirkwood, Austin Grover on pit road right now. This is going to be an interesting field for sure when we go back green. It currently is going to cycle through where Ben Izenga, Bob.
Good thing is,
is
though,
going
when the
to
caution
be
comes out,
your race
I get to go get new
leader
tires.
because he actually unlapped himself, believe it or not, in the number 17 on the fresher tires, but he's got a couple of lap
Over
old
your left
tires on
sides.
that number 17. We've seen here tonight that tires are fairly important. We at least saw
83,
that with drivers like Anthony
87.
DeBarro sliding back through the field.
Nathan Peters. Good
Ooh,
news
I
is he
think
has
this is gonna
another
be
set
advantage
tires for a
drivers
late
like
caution
Jimmy
and
McKee
run.
Cohan, on those fresher tires
Mike
for
could
sure.
take 2 if there's
Definitely,
a
and we're right about the
caution
window where some of these drivers did wind up
later
coming
on in the
down.
race here.
The
Just
first
a reminder,
series
wave
of,
around
of
as
cautions
we
and
go,
pit stops
so
where
keep that in mind,
some of
be
the
alert.
drivers who stayed out, they had 7-lap older tires as well. Ben Izinga has 6-lap older tires. Spencer Tart, Brian McCann. So a lot of these drivers, they might fire off pretty
For
well,
the love
but
of God,
as the
can we
run
please
goes
not
on,
extend this caution?
I would be surprised if they didn't start falling back just a little bit. So, this
taking donations.
caution really does change a
Oh,
lot of this landscape for the race
Yeah,
as
Oh.
they roll on now with about 33 some odd
I
laps
will
to
not
go.
extend this caution, so when you guys get one to go, you better
So
get on it
that
and get on it
is,
quick.
like you said, definitely going to change the landscape of this race as we're now into the final third of the race. Lap number 69 is the
That's
lap
the lowest
number
tire
that we
I've
are
seen in a
working
while.
here
And
tonight.
here's the kicker,
So we'll
though.
see if we can get
Look at this
some nices
setup.
in
The
chat,
right
but
front,
hey,
if you look at
definitely
left side,
been an
middle,
interesting
right
race,
side of the
Bob.
tire,
Only 2
it's
cautions up
35,
to this point, this being the third
38 in
caution.
the middle, and
A
take
bit
a
rough and
gander at
tumble
what the
early
right
in the race,
side
and we
is.
had that long green flag run, green flag pit
I
stops.
don't
You
know.
can't ask for anything more
97.
here in the total nonstop.
Yeah, that's
race.
how
And
they
then
do
again,
it with the
definitely
ARCA
gonna be an
car.
interesting
They
race
run so
looking
much
back
camber in
on
them
this
that
one.
you don't even use the outside
Because
of the tire.
all that has happened, you kind of think back, and it feels like we've
Tire
had 10
model's
caution
weird.
flags here tonight at Texas with the way things have gone. But that is definitely not the case. been a really, really good race so far. Hopefully everyone in Chatland is enjoying it here on 3 Wide TV here tonight. Make sure to give a like to the
Brady,
video if
when
you're
you
watching
come around,
from
let
home.
the
We got Bo
34,
Batten,
8,
Ricky,
14,
Juggen Reed rooting
and
on Todd Kirkwood in
38
that
in
number
front
19
of you.
machine.
That'll
see
be
him
your
right
EOL.
there.
I don't want to EOL you
Currently
now and
running in
then
the 6th
screw you out of
position.
the
Picked up
pass round.
29
Free pass.
positions from the drop of the green flag. Started
For
all the
those
way back
that
in
are
35th.
wave around, please catch the
Now
field
running
in a
up
safe
there
or
in
quick
6th.
manner.
It's a good run so far for Todd Kirkwood. And again, Bob,
We're not going to make.
we're knocking on wood because Todd has not had a lot of luck this season. Austin Grover has gained 30 positions from the drop of the green flag. Started at 37th, now running in 7th.
Andrew, go around him.
Matthew
Go around
Rodriguez
him.
behind him, picking up 26 spots.
15's going to start on the tail end.
I gotta let the 01 by?
15 if you're going the free
Kind of
pass.
throwing some of these drivers for the loop.
Just
And other drivers,
I think
Just
we
the
got
back of the
delay.
field and then figure it out.
really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you
You'll
know,
catch up.
those guys, they were around some trouble earlier on in the race.
My
They let
car's
the,
down
the,
power
the
eight,
green
if I'm
flag
not there,
run
don't worry about it.
kind of run its course, able to almost luck out a bit with the caution coming out to pick up some really good.
They're exiting turn 2.
You know, that caution trapped
Pace
a lot
car,
of
middle of
really
back
good
stretch.
drivers
Pace
a
car,
lap
middle of
down. I
back
mean,
stretch.
guys 20th on
Where's
back,
the
John
02 car
Boris,
at?
Philip Scott,
You
Briar
guys will
Fritz,
make
Oh,
it.
one?
battling for the
He's
lead not
right
too
behind
long
you.
ago.
Oh, one.
Oh, one. He's
So
gonna get an
a lot of
EOL.
those
Don't let
guys
him by.
are
Don't let him by.
one lap down
Oh,
now,
oh, oh.
and they're going to need a caution and a wave around or something to get them all back up
Like, I
on
don't
the lead
see
lap.
him anywhere.
So,
Like, I don't know where he is.
you know, we'll see how this one goes as field getting ready to go back green here.
I thought he
Line up
was.
car working
Pull
its
it out.
way through turn number 3 and 4 here.
Line
at
up where
Texas
you are.
Motor
Hold your
Speedway.
position.
You
I'll
see,
clear the flags. Line
some
up where
of
it's
the
at.
field
Line up
towards
where
the
it's at.
back of this group.
And I can't
Those
pass
drivers back
nobody.
there, Bob, they took
Until
the
the start
wave
finish
around.
line, right?
So they're back
Right.
on the lead lap technically, but they did not have the opportunity
Just
to come
look-
down pit
hold
road
your
and get fresh
position and I'll clear
tires
it.
like some of these drivers. Green flag waves once again here at the Texas Motor Speedway, and it is Ben Izenga on about 5 lap
Wi-Fi
older
clear?
tires right now, leading us down towards turn number 1. Meanwhile, Nick
Take it low when
Cohen,
you get there.
Jamie McKee, Jason Freeman, they're on fresh,
Crash.
brand new rubber. They have to make their way around this racetrack. We have
I
seen
think
I
them
should
shine
get
a
myself.
couple of accidents on.
Did you see that
track.
Anthony
We
dude?
saw it right at
Yeah.
the drop of the green flag, and we just saw it there with Brady Todd. So it seems like maybe
He had a pucker moment.
it's very, very difficult to get through the first lap. And as
Now
to
I get to get my
prove the
tires.
point,
No?
caution
Should I
flag
take the
is
tires?
out here. Here's
Didn't you
that
just take
James
tires?
Tegman and
I mean, they're
Austin
relatively
Grover
new.
might have been involved in this. Looking a little bit further back in the pack. Here we go. Looking at
Yeah, I guess I
James
should wait.
Tegman.
Yeah, I'd
Number
wait.
22.
Car off
Did
too.
it happen in front of him? Yes, it did. Austin Grover going around and bam! Heavy contact between the
Because
22 and the
they're on brand
83.
new tire, effectively.
They had a tough break.
Yeah.
We were just saying how the 83 of Austin Grover is having a
83
really
will
good run,
receive the
picked up
EOL
30 spots
83.
before the drop of the green flag there. But it looks like turn 2 comes up to bite.
Yeah,
yet
we were going through
another
wide, and I'm in
driver.
the middle, and I'm
That's
seeing
the
a
third time
spin.
we've seen it where a car just kind of got loose coming out
Luckily,
of
nobody
2.
was behind
and,
me.
well, the rest
Yeah,
is
I'll be
history.
RB.
Yeah, that will be night done for the Angry Orchard number 22, as well as the AMD Ryzen number 83 of Austin Grover. Tough break for both of those drivers here. Now, here's kind of going to be the interesting question here. We did see, you know, those drivers on slightly
Guy with no
different strategies,
bumpers
like
doing
Ben
pretty good.
Izenga up the front on slightly older tires. Are we going to see any of them decide to come
Anthony
down
went
pit
in the
road
pit.
here and
What a
maybe get
bold
fresher tires
strategy.
on the car? Now here comes Anthony DeBarro. I think he might be in
'Cause that's
that
gonna
group
put him
thinking
all the way
about it,
back to
'cause
that
remember,
20th.
Bob, he had an extra set of tires on pit road, so DeBarro back on the lead lap, well deep in the field, and he's going to lose quite a bit of track position here by coming down pit road, but going to put himself on equal playing field with some of the cars up towards the front of the field, at least in the number of laps on tires. We'll see if that's the case. Maybe DeBarro here, well, as I say that, doesn't look like he's taking tires at all. Maybe just getting some damage. Yeah, definitely getting damage repaired. You saw the crew pull out the right front fender there. Maybe they'll pull out the left front. Yep, as I say it, the left front fender gets pulled out. So DeBarro getting damage repaired. That's why he came down pit road. But he's going to lose a ton of track position in the number 27 Toyota.
Yeah, and honestly, this caution came at a perfect time, if I can get words to work for me tonight, for DeBarro, because, you know, like we had seen, he got some damage when he had tangled up with the 8 of Andrew Himmelman So, you know, and with the green flag pit stop, you really don't have all that time to go down pit road, get everything fixed and all that sort of thing. But here, it takes about a minute to get around the racetrack. So you have plenty of time to go down there, try to get as much as that optional repair damage fixed as possible. You're still on the lead lap, so by the time we restart, you'll get around the, you know,
Miss anything good?
12.
Anybody
or
else
so
get disqualified?
one or more laps down.
No.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Put him all the
right
way
now,
back. He was
Navarro going to be
what,
restarting
11th? Now
about
he's going to be starting
19th
in
or 20th, give
19th.
or take.
Ugh.
So I think
I know.
a good.
I don't
smart
know that I
move there for
subscribe
him
to
come
that
down pit
strategy.
road, not really
I
take
don't.
tires. He's got 13 laps on the
Not after
tires,
thinking
but
about it like
a
we
lot
did.
of them have been run under caution. So, you know, a good move by him to get the damage fixed, and he'll be back out there on the track in no time.
And now the in-race officials will be mentioning to everyone, hey, we've seen a couple of accidents here on these restarts, folks. Watch out for it. It gets loose coming out of turn number 2. We've seen it here
We need to
tonight.
get Chris
and it's up to the
Wally to
in-race officials to
accidentally
jump on the radio,
DQ
let
you
all
out
the
of
drivers
race
know,
and say
hey,
you dropped his mouse.
be mindful of this when you work your way
Ah,
around
me,
the
I'm not the
racetrack
points
here
leader.
tonight, because
And
it can
Aaron,
come out
too.
and it
Oh,
can
yeah,
go.
get
everybody above
Aaron.
me.
We've seen that
Top
on
4.
a
Let's put
couple
it that
of
way.
occasions here, unfortunately bringing out
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say what, like half the field, because you're so
as
far
we're
back in
closing
points.
in on the last quarter of
I
the
made
race.
it to 5th, I think.
Izenga, Cohan, McKee, Freeman, and Gerlach, your top
I
5
think I'm down, what,
as
80
they
points,
run. And
which
a little bit of an
Yeah, that
interesting
point
top
system,
5. There's some
wacko, man.
newer faces like Josh
I
Gerlach.
know Aaron hasn't
up there
won a single
inside the
race,
top
but he's
10.
points
Todd
leader
Kirkwood,
by a mile.
still
Yeah.
in 6th. Matthew Rodriguez in 7th.
Which
Then you
that
got
was going to
Butterfield
be my
Lopez, Clark,
strategy,
and
but
Brian
I got
McCann rounding
screwed
out
over
your
by
top
so many
10.
races.
I think it's going to be an interesting finish here tonight. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if we
Crazy
get another
stage
caution or
racing with
two, but
stage
hopefully these
crazy
drivers can
point
continue to put
system
on
will
a
do
show
for you.
the fans that we got here
I know.
in
What's this talk about the
3-1
cutoff line
Jack
and
Todd Kirkwood saying he needs a drink.
was it
Well,
we were talking
buddy,
about?
you got 26
Playoff racing?
or so
Playoff?
more laps to
I
go.
don't think there's playoff
Johnny
racing, but I
Williams
think
saying
there's
that's, for tonight,
a
for
cutoff
number
to like make it
44,
into the
that,
next season,
out of the cars that he has
Oh.
painted in
like they did last
four
time. Like
events
top
have been
15 make
finished.
it, and then the
Number
rest
7
have
is
to
a
qualify
Kenny Hill
in
paint job.
with a mini
Kenny Hill
season.
winning the iRacing Invitational race.
Why are they
thing
talking about the
during
cutoff line
COVID here last
mid-season?
year at the Texas Motor Speedway. The only
I
time
guess
Oh,
it's
there's an
pretty
all-star
Kenny
race you
Hill
got to
in
be above the
victory
cutoff
lane
line for
NASCAR
too.
sanctioned event,
Coming
I
up soon.
do believe. I'm sure
So
I'll
what,
have
we're going
some
to have
people
5 cars in there?
try to stone me
It's
for that.
15.
We got
It's
some
like the
big
top
Kenny Hill
15.
fans out there, surprisingly.
Oh, I thought they were doing it by
But,
like you
Ricky
had to have
Judge,
a race win or pole or something.
right now, trying to give a beer
Shit,
Or did
you
they
time.
not
could be
have
right.
enough?
I don't know.
Todd,
I don't
I'm
think they
curious,
have
what type
enough.
of
That's
drink you
why
want there, buddy.
they went
You
to the
can
top
type it into the
15.
chat. Bo Batten
Oh, okay.
having a drink as well. Folks, if you want to
Then
go
that's
meet me
gonna
at the bar
screw
after the
some
race, let's go.
Fast guys that didn't run
That's
many
probably
races,
where I'm headed
right?
after this one.
Like, who is it? Cody Harger or
but
something?
I think they
anyway,
could literally buy their
definitely
way in
got to finish this race out first 25 laps.
if they
You know
wanted
what,
to,
like
and it
money?
Final
and it
quarter
yeah, and
of
it
the
went
race,
toward the like
37
prize
and a
pool
half
for the
miles
All-Star
left
race.
here at Texas Motor Speedway when the
Interesting.
green flag
Oh, there's a
falls
paid
once
race?
again. Folks,
I know
sit
there's
back, relax, and enjoy the
Neil's
action
doing
here
like
on
trophies and
through
stuff now,
Live TV
and
here.
I
Bob
think
coming to the
Chris
green.
is putting up money for it.
This
Yeah.
is going to be a really good battle. 25 lap shootout. Ben Izinga.
Last time there was
Cohan
money and a
for
trophy.
front row. Green flag is
Or
out.
plaque.
Great start there by the 17 of Ben Izinga. He's going to lead the field to the line.
Yeah, get to the
And
bottom.
Cohan able to block the.
He's slow though.
I believe that's
The
the
guy on the
10
bottom
of
slow.
Jimmy McKee.
Oh, right behind
Oh
you,
my
right
God.
behind you,
There,
big
Jason
wreck.
Freeman, they're going to go side by side, but that's going to open the door
Where
for
that 57
McCann,
is.
or for the 17 of Izinga to jump ahead. But
Oh, that's
as
the
I
guy that
say
got
this,
me in
yellow
trouble,
flag
ain't it?
out again.
Ain't that that Matthew guy?
Another
I
final
don't
left
Peter,
to
we say
restart check.
cautions breed cautions, and here's JT Poole. Looks like he's going to get
I
crossed
tried
up.
to get on the brake, man. I didn't have enough time. I mean, he
If that
came
is
up
him,
way
I'm not too
late.
fond of
and gets run over there by Spencer Tart. Not
It's
sure
under
if
review,
JT
guys.
Poole
We'll look at it.
checked up or something there. That definitely looked a bit suspicious, like he might have gotten on the brakes. Maybe he saw that three
That was the
wide
most
in front of him.
BS
But kind
penalty
of
I've
the
ever
wrong place,
seen.
Wrong time to get on the brakes like he did.
I
This
believe
might be a
mine
bit
is
more
the most
difficult
BS
spot.
penalty we've ever seen.
But definitely cut across
Just
the
give it
nose
a
of
D.
Spencer Tart here going off into the corner.
Yeah, and I don't know if the 26 thought he was clear. Didn't
Maybe they'll
realize
set
the
up a
78 was there, but
exhibition
yeah, the
race just
26
for you, so you
definitely
can go
slowed
around
down
and
a
get some more
lot
points
more,
back.
and the 78 of Tart was not
Can we catch up, guys?
expecting
We're
I think
that.
they can
no need to
And
page
manipulate the
unfortunately,
points, can't they?
you know, the rest is
Probably.
history. And
I mean, we only have 12 more minutes.
it's always
to beat
so frustrating to be on
What?
both
We got 12 more
sides
minutes?
of an incident
Oh,
like that.
no.
The
What's he
78
talking
are
about?
just
Some
kind
people
of
have
sitting there
damage
saying,
they'd
man,
wanna
why'd
get
you
fixed.
slow down? The 28
No,
saying, man,
there's
why'd
an
you
hour
run me
left.
over? And
Yeah.
You know, it's just so frustrating when
I heard
things
somebody
like
say
that
12
happen,
minutes.
and unfortunately, it's a
Thought they
racing
were gonna go with
deal
Chris Wally.
here at
Upon
Texas Motor
review,
Speedway.
that was more
Yeah,
of
and
a
of course Spencer
racing
Tart will
deal.
also
Just
be
two
saying,
guys
"Hey,
fighting
buddy,
for the same real
why'd you
estate.
cut
The 26
down
did come
right in
down,
front of me and then slam on
but
your brakes or slow down so much?" I
car
mean,
behind him
that's,
did
you
have
know,
a chance
part
to
of that
slow up a little bit.
give
So
and
it's
take.
more of a
I know
racing
we
deal.
only have 23 laps to go. It's hard to give and take at this stage of the race. It's at this point pretty much all take. But for Spencer
don't
Tart,
agree
I'm
with
sure
that.
he didn't have as much visual clues. Sometimes if you're running right behind the car in front of you, you're locked in on
so
a fast
another
bumper
disagreement
for a
between
period
us
of
and
time, you
admins.
kind of gauge that. But when the car kind of cuts off,
Yeah, the guy in
cuts
front,
down the racetrack, so you
the
see
car
over
in
and over
front,
Philip Scott getting the lucky dog under this
he was a
button.
little bit
When
slower
car
into the
comes down across
corner
the racetrack, you
Yeah,
just
and he
don't
come
have
down
the
because y'all were
quick.
three
He's
wide
a
in front of him, but it
focus
wasn't
on
like a
focus
ridiculous amount of
exactly on
speed,
that
and
car in
the
front of you.
78 just
And
ran
so
into the
when that
back of him.
happens, you just don't
Could
have
have
a lot of time
avoided
to
it. That's the
react,
78's
and
fault.
unfortunately, it leads to
78, who
those
is that?
types of situations.
It's the guy
I'm
behind you,
sure
Spencer Tart.
that will
Yeah.
be a difficult one for both of those drivers to see
Yeah,
eye
we
to
were
eye
slow.
on.
That
That's what
I
happens
think-
here in
cars.
racing.
I think Spencer's
Ridiculous.
got
Quite often
some.
you
I
see
think
that-
he's
that
in with
type
the
of
league
thing.
admins, though.
Yeah,
So of
especially
course
at
they're
this
not
stage of
gonna
the race. I'm sure,
penalize him
you know,
publicly.
both of those drivers, hopefully,
Yeah, it
they
seems like they
will
play
kind of
favorites.
see both sides of it. We've all been there. We've all been
Shit,
on both
I was out
sides
there
of that
dominating, and I
accident.
get
Is there
Been
any
in the
strike
same race
accidentally
and been
DQ'd.
on both sides of that accident
You
that
have
just
caused
happened.
him any?
Been on the side where you're
Wherever
racing
that
other drivers
57
really
car
hard for
is,
just go time.
tell
Have you
me
ever
how to
gotten
get around
yourself
them.
in a situation where you go back and you think about it and go, man, I could have done that a little bit differently and not got myself.
You don't have any
count,
penalty
so
points,
there's
dump
a couple
'em.
guys I think with
Well,
one
listen,
strike
I
only.
Then
don't
they'll
know.
EOL me,
I don't
and then
think they have
disqualify
to.
me like they
Contrary
did
to
you.
what you might believe
That's
in
true.
chat, these drivers really don't go out there to wreck each other. That's not the point of sim racing, right?
We go
Bob? You
green
wanna go out
and
there,
then
you
have a
wanna
caution
good,
around like
clean,
lap.
fun time, and not get on
Let's
the
say
nerves of any
90.
drivers. If you
I'd
want to get
probably
on the nerves
win.
of drivers out there in the sim world, well, yeah, you can
Oh,
probably
there's
do that in
still 20
official
on the lead
iRacing,
lap.
but you're probably not
It'd
going
be
to do it in league races.
That's the
these
only
are the
thing.
same
There's
drivers
so
you're
many
gonna
cars
see
on the lead lap. I don't
week
think you should
after
pit.
week after week, and grudges
Yeah,
are just
it'd be tough.
not
So
out
hard
there
to
in
get up
sim
through the
racing.
field. Now, if there
And,
were like
at least
10
not
cars
in
on the
league
lead lap, I'd
racing.
say, hell yeah, go for it.
Grudges are one of those
If
things
it
that
were
really have to
green
be
this whole time and
quelled
they've been
by
wearing their tires
drivers in
down, then
order to
yeah.
make things
But you know,
Gotta
right
stay
now,
out.
make it fun for us up here.
There's
at the
only
booth,
like
though. I mean,
what, 5 laps on these tires?
you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But at least for someone who's
And
been
they
part
got
of league
better
racing,
tires than
Bob,
I do, so
you
that's
included, been in
sucks
league
for
racing
me.
for many, many years. That's one of the reasons why Total Nonstop Racing is so popular. I mean, you think about some of the drivers. Bob, you and
I
I
don't know, I
grew
might try
up
it
racing.
anyway.
Drivers like Garrett Gleason, like Kyle
What are they gonna do,
Gevershausen,
DQ me?
like Mike Floppy Tellier, like Austin
Probably.
Grover. Those are drivers I probably have never really had a run-in with. Why? Because it's racing. We all are out there, have a good time. We all have a good time together, and that is really the camaraderie,
See, 57,
the
he's on the
brotherhood,
outside, right?
if you will, of the Total Nonstop Racing.
Yeah,
Yep.
agreed. I mean, I've never once had an issue with any of these drivers out there on the racetrack. Even, you know, with some of the racing that I've been doing here in the new version of
I think
the
the
Total
19 in front
Nonstop
of me is
Racing League,
also
whether
slow.
last year or the handful of races that I'll be driving
We're all
in
mixed
this
up
year.
here.
You know,
Slow and
it's
fast
one of those
drivers.
things where you're racing with these other guys that you're going to be racing with.
The
week in
front
and
two
week
are
out, like you
fast,
mentioned,
and then
you know, the
everybody
last thing
behind
you
them
wanna
up
do
until
is
you and
start
the guy
that
on the outside of
divide
you, Buttafuoco, are
and,
fast.
you know,
Or,
ruin
I
it for
mean, they're
someone else
slow.
and have someone else caught up in the mess that
Yeah, but
you
he's
have
behind
with
you. I'm
another
talking about in
driver.
front of you.
So it's
the
you
one,
know, it's
two,
one of those
two
things
rows
where
in
you
front of you
gotta
are
keep it
slow.
clean, and that is one
Okay.
thing that the Total Nonstop Racing League here has excelled at
I'll be super slow on the
perfectly.
restart. So.
Is just the camaraderie and the admins here in the league able to calm any harsh feelings between drivers if there are any, and really just a great job by the league and a fantastic league to be a part of.
Yeah, and I know, you know, we saw what happened
I'll just say
earlier
hi,
in the
guys.
race to Kevin McCann in his
Yeah, I didn't
machine.
realize you were down on
It was
power.
accidental. The league administrators have already seen,
That'll help solve some of
have
that.
tried to reach out to him. Hopefully, we can see Kevin back here next week, and I'm sure the league administrators will somehow
down on
make it
power,
up
Andrew.
to Kevin in the point standings side of things, because obviously you don't want to finish last by an accident. So I'm sure they'll figure something out with him and hopefully give him a little bit benefit of the doubt of where he was going to finish here tonight, especially with him being the pole sitter and leading at the time of that particular accident. But nonetheless,
Sucks at shifting too.
the race is back.
They're
Green
gonna get me
flag
for
here.
jumping
Ben
that line,
Izenga
maybe.
No,
on
you're
slightly
good.
older tires to some of the cars around him. Leads the race off into turn number 1, but they're side by side there for second between Cohan and Jason Freeman.
He
Good
technically left the
side-by-side
line. You
racing there
didn't.
between the 20 and the 21 machines.
Not clear.
21 there
Yep.
on your screen in the white and mint-colored car, able to get things single file down, but a good battle a little bit further back. But as we take a look here on board 21, oh, just a little loose there, coming through turns 3 and 4.
Your boy hit
That's
the
what we have
wall.
seen,
Oh, he's all up in the
you
wall.
know, with these spins just after these restarts, these colder
Who's that?
tires definitely very, very
Rodriguez,
slick
the
out there.
guy, yeah,
Looked at
Matthew.
The track temperatures right at the top of the show, they weren't exactly what I would consider high. In fact, we can bring the weather up again here. 76-degree track temperature. That is
We
extremely
got 18 laps to
cool
go. Don't
for
burn them
iRacing
off.
here. That's going to give these drivers quite a bit
I
of
ain't
grip,
burning them, but I want to pass.
you can tell there's
Yeah.
not a lot of grip out there on this racing surface. I wonder if it's because this racing surface is relatively new here, Bob, and sometimes it takes a couple of years for that racing surface to find its grip, for that rubber to really take to the racing surface, for the cars to adhere to the
Huge
track.
drop off
It
right
seems
there.
like right now, these drivers just skating across the surface here, but still, if you
I
look
think if you
at
take a
the
little bit of a
speeds,
narrower
almost
entry into
100
turn 1, it'll
miles
help
an
you.
hour going off into turn number 3.
Yeah, I messed up.
Yeah, just a really fast track, and that's one thing you're going to get with a new repave. It's going to be fast, but the grip just will not be there. And that, I mean, it's going to take
They're
time.
holding them
you
up
know,
in front of
we
you
see
there.
Tracks like,
Yeah.
Just be careful
Kentucky,
here.
Michigan that have been repaved, and they still haven't
They're
gotten
going
it,
to check up a little bit there.
to where the grip level could be.
All right, they're going.
Just with the new repave. So, you know, this is one of those things that it's going to take some time, some wear and tear, get some, you know, some weather on the track, some storms and all that sort of thing. And, you know, over time, hopefully the
I'm really
pavement
wanting
will be
Tart to
great
go
enough
right
for
here.
the rubber to
He can't
kinda
do it.
stay there and
The
hold.
roadblock in
But,
front of him.
Until then, we're going to get some slick
That's
race
Butterfuwoko
cars, even
in
with,
front of him.
Fairly cool track temperature.
And I don't want to go
Yeah,
too
we're
wide on
looking
Tart.
right now, Butterfuwoko
Gonna have
battling
to
with
slow
Josh
us all
Gerlach.
down.
This is the battle for 5th right
Get a
now.
run on him
Gerlach
right
gonna
here.
go up the
Go under him
racetrack.
on the
Maybe.
3.
Spencer Tart, but
You
Tart
got him.
Yeah.
You got him. Stay low.
has to not get into the side of Gerlach. That might give a run for the 0-3 of Brian McCann. Sure enough, it
Right now, you
does.
got to get around
Brian
this
looking to the
car
inside
here. He's
of
slow.
Number 78 as they whip their way through turn number 3 and 4. And Brian
Try to get a
McCann
run
will
off of
pull
2,
off the pass. Here
like he
comes
just
Tim
did.
Johnston now in the number 28. We know he has slightly fresher tires than some of these cars around him, and that number 28 will not pull off the pass just
Can't
yet.
do it.
Look who's back inside the top 10.
He's
That
not
is
that
Anthony
slow,
Navarro,
apparently.
making the
Fine.
move for 9th
Found-
right now.
he's
on
found the
Fresher
gas
car.
pedal.
He pitted on lap number 72. Don't think he came down, took on fresh
slow
tires,
here,
and then
though.
he just kind of pulled out the fenders on the number 27, but he's working his way back
He
up
held in
towards
it.
the front of the field. But right now, Anthony DeBarro is about 2.5 seconds behind your race leader, and might not be your race leader for too long, as Nick Cohan, the number 21 machine, has caught him.
Slow right there,
in
but I
the
couldn't get a
Coffee
nose in.
Roasters Toyota, side by side for the race lead, coming out of turn number 2 onto the backstretch.
Man, what a great line through 1 and 2. Nick Cohan had able to go up just about half a lane high, cuts down right at the apex to try to get a run off the corner down low. He does so, and now the 21 and Nick Cohan
DeBarro
come to
coming
the
up behind
line.
you
He'll
now.
lead that lap, and a good side-by-side
I don't know how he
battle
made
as
it
they
up
head
there
off
so
into turn number
fast.
1.
Fresh tires, man.
Nick Cohan with slightly fresher tires,
big
5
difference.
lap fresher tires than Ben Izenga. Now to the race lead. 13 laps to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Your top 2 have about a 1 second advantage over Jason Freeman and James McKee. Butterfuwoko inside the top 5, trying to pull off
Hope you
back-to-back
clear.
top 5s here in the Texas two-step here in the Total Nonstop Racing League here in tonight's Dunn Raceway Park Stadium Super Trucks 150, presented by Silent Syndicate
scared him.
Racing, also known as
I
S2R.
couldn't make it though.
But right now, Brian McCann looking
Dang it.
underneath Josh Gerlach. This is the only battle for position, side by side inside the top 10. Brian ducks back behind
Thought I could
Gerlach,
scare him and
here
then make it,
comes
but
the
I
teammates of DeBarro and Tim Johnson.
ain't
In
got the
fact,
tire.
DeBarro got around Tim Johnson a couple of laps ago,
Borrow.
and now Johnson trying
Got
to get
screwed
that
there, didn't
position
he?
on back. Looks like he will make that pass stick out of turn
Yep.
number 4, so move the 28
Your little
back
checkup
up to
hurt him.
8. We saw a lot of long run pace out of the number 28 machine a little
Do
while
a more
ago.
narrow
Under
entry
that
into
long
1. You're
green
entering
flag
too
run, so
high.
to get past DeBarro as well. in doing so in that run. And here again, similar story as he is back up to 8th, right behind Brian McCann. And any slip up out of the 03 machine and Tim Johnson will fill that void here, Bob.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that 28 machine of Johnson has just been an absolute hot rod from the word go.
There you
he's
go.
Been able to he's got one heck of a long run car, that's for sure. He's able to move his way up through the field, cut through traffic, save his tires, and that's going to be key, especially now with 10 laps to go.
Looking a little bit further back in the pack, Philip Scott is going to make the
running too high in
Yeah.
3 and 4 too.
Rodriguez moved the number
I'm on
99.
old tire.
Lucky
I'm at your
dog
entry.
a while ago. He will
You're
now
driving
be
it like the ARCA
18th
car. Stop.
position as they run. This is a good battle for the 10th spot. John Cannizzaro has it. Spencer Tart, Jason Gracias, and Bill Edwards. So this is a good little group of 4 cars as we're now down to just 9 laps to go here at the Jackson Motor Speedway. 13.5 miles as Daniel Buttafuoco, I think he was just getting around a lapped car. Yes, he was. Colin Ullery there in the West Virginia Mountaineers machine involved in an earlier incident and well off the pace. You see him staying up to the top side of the racetrack and letting all these cars on through. But back to this group right here. Edwards has run down this group as well in the number 50. He's trying to go for a top 10 here tonight, trying to get 2 Silent Syndicate racing machines inside the top 10. Wouldn't that be great? As Jason Gracias catches Colin Ullery at the wrong spot, he's going to have to check up, and unfortunately for him, he's going to lose that spot. Probably not the way he wanted to there, Bob.
Yeah, definitely not. Just a big momentum killer. You never want to catch lap traffic coming out of the corner. And unfortunately for the one of Gracias, that's exactly what had happened. So he's going to lose a whole boatload of momentum. And unfortunately, he's going to be losing the trail of those guys
Anthony
he was
can't
battling
hang,
with
can he?
just before.
Nope.
He done burned his tires off coming through the
So now
field.
we're looking at this battle. 5 drivers inside a second of one another, from Jason Freeman.
Good, I'm
James
racing him
McKee,
for
Daniel
points.
Buttafuoco, Josh Gerlach, and Brian McCann. Ooh, McCann almost getting into the outside wall there in the 03. He
Bad
has
turn, bad
Tim
turn, bad
Johnson
turn.
And Anthony DeBarro back behind him.
I
As
made
we're
it
now
work.
just down to 6 more laps to go.
Had to brake
Any
a lot
caution
more.
flag that comes out now will definitely lead to
Which
a
reminds me, I got my
green-white
brake
checker
bias all the
here
way
at
up.
Texas Motor
Oops.
Speedway. Hopefully
Yeah, turn
we
it
can keep
down.
it,
Y'all
clean
are about ready to
all the
bunch
way
up
to
here.
The drop of the checkered flag. Field catching the number 8 machine of Andrew Himmelman.
Slow
who was
car in
able to
front of
work
your
his
pack.
way back out
2
onto
slow
the
cars.
racetrack after a lengthy
They're gonna wreck.
stop on pit road.
was
As
close.
whoa, James McKee going down into the grass, trying to pull off a Dale Earnhardt move. The pass in the grass. Might we see one of those here tonight? McKee backs out of it, however, as the number 20 and the number 10 doing battle. This is for the last spot on the podium here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. And now McKee's got to run down the backstretch, but Freeman throws
God,
the
they are
block.
checking
McKee
up.
goes down even further, and he
What's
dives
causing
to the
that?
inside here, Bob.
They're up here racing and blocking
Big
each other.
monster block there, but McKee able to somehow get around Freeman. Now Freeman's just about to get freight trained.
That
here
20
as the
car
whole
on the
rest of
outside,
field
he's
behind
slow.
him is taking a look to the inside with the
But
30
aggressive.
of Buttafuoco. The 71 of Gerlach in there as well. Buttafuoco able to get his car right underneath the 20 machine of Jason Freeman. So some fantastic battling going on right now between these drivers. Oh, the 20 Freeman gets out of the groove. He might have came up and brushed the outside wall. And that's going to send the rest of the cars scattering just a little bit.
Yeah, great move there by Jimmy McKee just to get underneath Jason Freeman. And Freeman in the wall this time. He didn't get it out of turn number 2, but he definitely got it out of turn number 4. And he's going to go from 3rd back
I'll let
to
you
7th.
two lead left guys
And
go.
now under
Turn one
fire
here.
from the number 28 of Tim Johnson. If he's not careful, Freeman here will fall outside of the top 10, somewhat similar to what we saw back at California Speedway earlier this season, with Freeman having some late race troubles there. Meanwhile, you're not missing anything up the front. Nick Cohan up to a half-second lead over Ben Izenga, who's about a second and a half up the road from Jimmy McKee. But now Tim Johnson going down into the grass, trying to pull off the pass in the grass, and looks like Tim Johnson going to be able to do it, as we're down to just 2 laps to go. Johnson with this pass will move himself up to 7th. Now can DeBarro make the pass around the number 20? It sure does look like it, as Jimmy McKee, Daniel Buttafuoco trying to go for back-to-back podiums here at Texas Motor Speedway here tonight. He's underneath McKee, and I think Buttafuoco's going to make that pass stick. Sure enough, he will. White flag is out.
Yeah, great battle there between the 30 of Buttafuoco and McKee, but heading out towards the front, the 21 machine of Nick Cohan leading the field down the back straightaway. A good gap between he and the 17 of Ben Izinga, and just a really great race there for the 21 of Cohan.
Nick Cohan coming out of turn number 4 for the final time here tonight. There's an accident in front of him. Where is he going to go? Into the grass, and it's going to be Ben Izinga who takes home the win.
Holy moly.
Nick Cohan removed from the
fourth
win.
or fifth?
Just meters from the start-finish line.
When you
It's
six.
going to be
They crossed the line, reckon.
irate here, Bob.
Wow, I thought one guy didn't cross.
Izinga goes to victory lane. What just happened?
Oh, they wrecked in front of him.
Wow. I am absolutely speechless, Peter. Just, wow.
2 lap cars wrecked in front and took the leader out, so second place got the win.
That. Let's see what happened here. On board with Nick Cohan, leading the race, coming out of turn number 4, and I think...
So all those cars that were like spinning and stuff that you passed were all lapped down.
Did Ullery intentionally wreck JT Poole? I don't know. And Cohan decides to go down to the grass.
Wow,
and
he came
the
all the way
62
down.
going down to the grass right there. And just plows into the back of him. And here comes Ben Izinga, says, hey, buddy, I'm just going to go